culture is actually good.
The following is a special presentation of Sportsball.
This edition of Sportsball and all that football goodness is brought to you by DraftKings. I'm a man of the pigskin, I cannot deny that. But there is another major event coming up in the sports world. That's right, UFC 226. In celebration of this event, DraftKings is giving you a shot to potentially win millions of dollars in prizes. Think of it like fantasy football. You get to select 6 fighters in Saturday's event. You get a salary cap of $50,000 to make your team. For every takedown, advance, knockdown, victory, and more your fighters do, you get points towards your score. And obviously, the more points you get, the better. Even for someone that doesn't really follow UFC, DraftKings makes it both easy and intuitive to use and understand. So while I'll probably make very poor picks, I'll at least have some knowledge to pretend I do. And don't forget to use the code word UTREE when you sign up. It'll help me pretend that I'm doing something with my life. The thing is, it's not just football DraftKings is known for. It's also for everything else. But now on to the important stuff. The football. A Thursday night football game that is somehow intriguing is like reaching into a bag of shit and finding a diamond. For the start of week 2, we get a matchup worthy of the wonders of Tank Division. It takes me back. Yet for some reason, things aren't as planned. Am I seeing Danny Derps not fumbling the ball? I think this is the most stunning revelation of the NFL season so far. Both QBs have been highly efficient. Even the son of Fitzception, Taylor Heineke, or as he has been dubbed by King Snyder, Vanilla Vic. I thought this Giants defense was supposed to be stout. Why are they having trouble with hand-me-down Heineke? Dude, I could find shit in a thrift shop that could cover receivers better than the Giants. Maybe I'll add that to the wish list as New York keeps sodomizing itself with key penalties. It'll go along with a healthy Saquon Barkley, a real general manager, and hands for Evan Engram.
First down, Jones airs it out, has Slayton dropped.
Make that hands for Darius Slayton. As every Giants fan is now having flashbacks, we reach a stalemate. A crucial staring contest that offers one question. Who fucks up first? It's easily the NFL for their god-awful roughing the passer rule. Sorry, I meant Washington. Why the hell are you throwing here? You just handed them the lead. But fortunately, they're playing a team that thinks the wishbone formation is a revolutionary offense, so field goal it is. Here's a shocker. Vanilla Vic is slowly chomping away at field position to get Washington close to a win. Wouldn't call it that painful. They're in field goal range, but I'd give this about a 4 on the derp scale if they lose. They still have to make the damn kick.
Good snap, good hold, kick is no good!
He missed? Holy shit, he missed!
Oh my succulent tangy Christ! Dexter Lawrence II! Report to the principal's office immediately!
Glorious victory undone by a fucking flinch! Now the poor children of New York will be even more cynical than they are. You and Darius Slayton, I don't care what happens. For the rest of week 2, you two are locale of the week. Giants, please derp yourselves off a goddamn yacht.
Blew it. Good night.
Zach Wilson, you poor bastard. You thought the NFL was going to allow you the opportunity to compete. Your skills were going to shine. Guess what? The only highlight is going to be how you survive. Bill Belichick enjoys playing young QBs so much you could call him a pedophile. Anything the Jets did on offense would be snuffed out by the Patriots. 4 interceptions for Wilson on the day, 2 of them on his first 2 passes. You could see the man's confidence get destroyed in real time as New England gets pissy that their offense can't do much of anything. This should have honestly been uglier. A great tradition of beating the Jets continues. And now Wilson is probably seeing ghosts. I wonder how Darnold's doing in greener pastures. Well, if these past few weeks were any indication, Sam Darnold has been acclimating to his surroundings well. Saints, unfortunately, COVID isn't the only thing wrecking your coaching staff. It's Carolina's game plan stuffing your offense at every turn. It was as close to domination as a team can get. The only real blemish in the Panther game plan was the Sam Darnold special, where he executes a 10 IQ smooth brain maneuver and everyone wonders what the fuck he was thinking. Well, can't fault him that much for it. He had a good game regardless. Carolina may have won, but I need some way to get my stale meme fix. And I think I know how. Oh god, I miss that sound so much. Buffalo got punched in the mouth last week by a combination of an elite pass rush and shit play calling. They've had to taste that shit for days, and it consumes them. They need to come out and obliterate the next person they see to a pulp. Well, here comes Preppy Miami with his plaid blazer and Buddy Holly cut. They're a perfect target, and the pummeling will begin. To make sure everyone sees it, the Bills will do it in the public square. The main course tonight will be pan-seared flipper with a side of scalloped fin. Nothing personal, Dolphins. Buffalo just needed to flex its superiority. There was some collateral damage done, though. Tua got pulled from the game, adding salt to the hypothetical wounds. Now, if Miami caves to Houston's demands for Deshaun Watson as a result, if Tua's out long-term, they might not have a choice. The 49ers are so goddamn enigmatic. For whatever reason, they've been allowing vastly inferior competition to either stay in games for too long or allow them to come back in insane fashion. On the surface, San Francisco should be dominating the Eagles. Barring a few big plays, they've held Hurts and the Philly offense in check. But the Niners' counterattack has been quite lacking. This is supposed to be Kyle Shanahan's baby, right? Why does it feel so out of sync? Why is Brandon Ayuk losing snaps to undrafted receivers? Am I supposed to pretend this is some of that incredible offensive genius? It surely isn't. But you know what is? The Eagles going for it on a 4th and goal with the Philly special. But dude fucking threw it out of bounds instead of try for his target. If that's not Eagles football in 2021, I don't know what the hell is. No wonder why they lost. Way to take a gift horse and shoot it for being in the wrong stall. I don't want you to be shocked when I say this, but the Houston Texans no longer looked immortal when they had to play a real NFL team. It sucks, I agree with you, but Cleveland needed to make their own statement. It didn't look pretty. There were injury scares, defensive struggles, and something involving existential dread, but the Browns managed to pull out a win in the end. Call it growing pains or something. Maybe Cleveland feels disappointed they didn't win by 30, but it's still a win. How else can you describe an opponent that declines an offside penalty on a 3rd and 15 to punt on a 4th and 2? Besides hilarity. Now with all this out of the way, may I present to you a special performance. The eternal fucking of Tyrod Taylor. This man cannot have anything good in this world. A hamstring injury which brings about the era of Davis Mills. Knowing Tyrod's fortunes, he never gets his job back as an effort to tank or some shit. If you enjoy college coaches who should have stayed in college or the broadcast booth, let me introduce you to Urban Meyer. An absolute legend who has been so out of place at the NFL level that he's been linked to a job opening at fucking USC. With how bad the Jags have been so far, especially against Denver, that's a statement very easy to make. What the fuck have you guys done with Trevor Lawrence? Why the hell does he look so terrible so far? I get that he's a rookie and there's an adjustment period, but Jesus Christ, skewering on a kebab, you're gonna fuck him up! Give the man some goddamn help! Teddy Bridge literally just has to be Teddy Bridge and Denver cruises to an easy victory. The Jags have become so pathetic it's predictable. Don't worry, Duvall. You only have 15 more games of this grease fire. Things were riding high for the Bengals after last week's win. It felt almost cathartic. Now up against their old red rifle, Cincy will be looking to start an unprecedented 2-0. The gods must have heard of their foolish ambitions. The first strike will come as a warning shot to Andy Dalton. He would be taken out of the game early for a knee injury that could be long-term. Bears fans were clamoring for Justin Fields. Well, now you get your wish. You'll get to see your quarterback as raw as he can be, and cheer him doing so. This game would not be the result of Fields, however, but the Bears' defense. Joe Burrow was looking promising, wasn't he? How about he goes up against a stout Bears unit that's wrecked better QBs than him? 3 interceptions on 3 straight throws. Even against a bad offense like Chicago's, that's a death sentence. Cincy can try to come back all they want, but it'll be for naught. Bears win. Back to reality, Bengals. It was nice knowing you seemed to be good for once. Did Al Davis cast a hex on the Steelers before he died for all those AFC playoff losses in the 70s? I have no other reason to explain how the Raiders play Pittsburgh so well every time they play them. Okay, maybe it has something to do with all the injuries on defense, but Las Vegas was without most of their O-line and Josh Jacobs. They were banged up too, and they outplayed the Steelers on their own soil. Fight? What goddamn fight? Trey Turner spitting on a defender because of some unwritten bullshit? All that put the dagger in them was Henry Ruggs go fast because no TJ Watt equals no pass rush. You know what Pittsburgh was? A fan shitting himself and washing his pants in a stadium sink. Kids, if you're ever at that point, no reason to try and salvage anything, just go the fuck home. The Steelers should have taken that advice, but never say die. They're down 2 scores with 20 seconds left. Run another fucking pass play to pad the stats. And lose Deontay Johnson to injury. Well done, you fucking invalids. What do you get when you mix a home team desperate to win, An opponent known for having a strong interior defensive line and prime goal line situations? Some of the most baffling play calling this side of the country. You're facing Aaron Donald, so you run 3 times up the gut at the 1. And then make Carson Wentz try to resurrect the drive to be sacked by Leonard Floyd. How about a second go-around where they run up the goddamn gut again, followed by what in the actual fuck is that play? I want answers. Or heads, preferably heads. I don't care that the Colts found a way to fix their mistakes and got back into the game. That play calling was fucking brain dead. Coaches get too cute and overthink their situations, resulting in poor outcomes. Remember those plays. They'll come into focus later. Back from my tangent, the game has become surprisingly competitive in the second half. Indianapolis was reminded that, yes, they do have talent on their roster. They capitalized on LA's what the actual fuck play of their own. They made big plays. They even had the lead. So why am I rambling? The Rams were held to a field goal and Indy has a chance to secure a remarkable victory. But remember who their quarterback is. Carson Wentz and injuries are as common as the wind. So now they have to trust their offense to a greenhorn. Enter Jacob Eason.
Eason on second down, and Jalen Ramsey.
You know, his dad seems like the apple didn't fall far from the tree. I don't blame Eason at all, though. He was forced into this situation. How about not winning football's Darwin Awards in goal line situations? That'd be a start, wouldn't it? The Colts aren't just 0-2, they're a hilarious 0-2. My gut busted. Unlike on those goal line rushes. Do not resist the great evil of Tampa Bay. There will be no mercy for treasonous cowards. Atlanta can try all they want to win the battles of the day, but the Buccaneers are too strong in the arts of black magic. Their demons will overtake all the forces of good. Tom Brady and his sorcery will conjure the most vile of creatures to secure quality points. And when all else fails, team defense will consume Matt Ryan's soul by a litany of pick sixes. Do not attempt to rebel. All dissenters will be shot or worse. The only thing that bleeds into the minds of their opponents are Tampa Bay Red. It's the last image they see before they die. Tom Brady needs to feed on their young to remain immortal. That's the real TB12 plan. They just don't mention that in the brochure. The world is slowly returning to normal. I'm at peace. Do you know why? Because Chargers home games are being dominated by the opposing team's fan base again. Winning the fight for LA, are ya? The only thing you're winning is a small toy in a Cracker Jack box. It's a shame that Justin Herbert had to be good since the Chargers deserve nothing of the sort. Then again, I'm not for personal vendettas. The football gods do more than enough of that against the Chargers. Herbert was off, but that happens to all quarterbacks. Where the real pain is in their curse. Whenever they get an opportunity in the red zone, they are stopped by either the Cowboys' defense or their own misfortune. Shanked field goals and interceptions are all special pieces of the puzzle, but the key is in their final offensive drive. Herbert and company charged down the field. All is well. But the refs decided that everyone came to see them instead of the players. They've been calling bad penalties against both sides all game, but this touchdown to Jared Cook? Illegal shift on LA. Voided TD. Then Herbert has to scramble away on second down and... this is considered a sack now? What the fuck is this league even becoming? Next they'll say that the Chargers were somehow taunting in an end zone celebration. Relegated to a field goal, you know what's coming. To watch a team that can't stop Dallas's rushing game being slowly chipped away by Dak, Tony, and Zeke, cue the money shot.
For the win! Zerline's kick! Is it long enough? It is into the net for the victory!
You can take the Chargers out of San Diego, but you can't take the San Diego out of the Chargers. Certain victory ripped from their clutches by zebras and a talented cowboy. Shakespeare couldn't write a tragedy any better than this. How's this for a gimme? A Titans team that got abso-shit-smacked at home last week in front of the 12s. And said Titans team is now without Taylor Lewan due to a warm-up injury. This should be a relatively easy Seahawks win. And it was looking that way early on. Russ was cooking with grease. Tennessee was making serious mistakes on both sides of the ball. Seattle had jumped out to an efficient 14-point lead in the middle of the third quarter. But then you realize something. You understand the hollow exterior of what this team is. Remember last year when they treated winnable games like they were a new wave of plague? Seattle made another bond with those evil vices. Those fans need more heart attacks, so why not have the offense just shut down? Dead serious, they just closed the kitchen where they sputtered out consecutive 3-and-outs. And when you leave an exhausted defense out to dry, King Henry rumbles over goddamn everything. His demise was exaggerated. The Seahawks proved it. Under his might, he not only allows the Titans back in the game, they tie the affair and head to overtime. Only if Russ didn't overcook a bowl of cornflakes, they may have done something with it. The Seahawks blowing a major lead, nearly losing on a walk-off safety, and giving up a game-winning field goal to Fat Randy is such a Seattle way to lose a football game. Cardiologists in the area are weeping profusely. They're gonna be working a lot of overtime this week.
You blew it, boy! You really blew it!
You get a game between Minnesota and Arizona, you're not expecting that much in terms of team defense. The offenses are the stars of the show in this game. Kyler Murray running for his life and thriving in the chaos. Kirk Cousins running from calls for his head and thriving in the chaos. Defenses left burned in their wake. It's modern NFL football for better or for worse. Two gunslinging teams dueling to the death in the heart of Arizona, each eager to see themselves move on to the next opponent with victory. Normally, the Cardinals would have the edge, but a few poor throws resulted in easy points for the Vikings. Let me put it this way, throwing a pick six makes a hard task become even harder. As the points add up deep into the fourth quarter, Arizona clings on to a 1-point lead after another field goal. Things seem dire for the Vikings, but now is the chance for Minnesota to prove us all wrong. On the final drive, Cousins is methodical in his execution. The only thing standing between them and a hard-fought win? A chip shot field goal. A chip shot field goal?
Good step. Lead home for the win.
God, it happened again! Jesus Christ, it happened again! Just plaster a trigger warning on field goal tries from this point forward. But you know the real issue. Zimmer, you had 40 seconds and a timeout left in your opponent's red zone. Why the fuck are you letting the clock run down? You could have tried 2, maybe 3 shots at a TD instead of vintage Minnesota. Yeah, I bet it would have been awful nice to not miss that extra point earlier, now wouldn't it? God, this team fucking sucks.
Joseph, come on! It is gone! No, he missed it! Are you kidding me? He missed it right. He missed it right. Oh my heavens. Oh my. He missed it right.
Something is in the air in Baltimore tonight. It's the aura of Lamar Jackson transforming into a running back in front of our very eyes. Okay, I may be exaggerating a bit there, but going up against the Chiefs' offense, you can't take the foot off the gas. Kansas City is too potent to hope things just happen. The name of this game? What the fuck is team defense? There isn't a whole lot of it going on. A few plays here and there, but for the most part, game planning and execution went out the window in favor of something rivaling pickup football. Where the Ravens rush counter tackle, fumbled the ball in the air, and it's then caught by a wide receiver for a touchdown. Exactly how it was drawn up. Tackling and pass coverage, they went out for cigarettes and beer and never came back. So with one side of the ball neutralized, Baltimore just has to hope that the relentless rushing attack can make up the difference. I don't know how, but it did? Really, it did? Holy shit. Lamar Jackson may have progressed as a pocket passer, but the dude is still an electric runner. With his efforts, the Ravens have not only gotten close to the Chiefs, but have taken the lead. Now if they can hold it, I honestly can't tell. That Kansas City offense is extremely deadly.
Ball's out. Oh, the ball is out. He lost it.
If only their running backs didn't commit harakiri. But you have to make sure Mahomes doesn't get the ball back. Go for the kill.
Chiefs had to make sure they don't jump. And Jackson will get the first down.
The Ravens go from choking against the Raiders to coming back down 2 scores against the Chiefs. Lamar Jackson finally overcame his demons? Go home, Baltimore. You're drunk. I wanted chaos, goddammit. I wanted Green Bay to disappear in a Hadron collision. Would we really miss the Packers? I don't believe so. This week they'll posture and lord over us all because they won. Yes, they look good in the second half. Aaron Rodgers was himself again, and Aaron Jones scored 4 touchdowns. Am I supposed to lavish praise for it or something? You beat Detroit. It's the bare minimum for any team with championship ambitions to do. Even for the celebration, that defense still looked porous as hell in the first half. Kevin King is still a Packer. Unfortunately for Green Bay, he did not disappear in a Hadron collision. Maybe in the future we can send their hopes and dreams into a black hole. Football is a brutal game. May the bell toll for the fallen.
Unit lost. lost.
Unit lost.
Unit lost.
Thus concludes another week of this sermon on the field. Amen.
3-0, very much a possibility. Hard to believe. With the Jets coming up next week. Jamal Agnew breaking through a little sliver. Agnew off and running. One man back. It's Ford, and Agnew is in for the touchdown. 102 yards for Jacksonville.